So now let us proceed to the employment status of a security guard. Under here, we have here the employer-employee relationship. So it was said here, the SSC or PSA. Take note that the one that we are referring to pag sinabing SSC is the Security Service Contractor. And on the other hand, yung PSA na tinutukoy natin, hindi po yan yung Philippine Statistics Authority ng NSO or ng kung saan ka kumukuha ng birth certificate.
Gunggong! Barinig kita sa mukha eh!
No? So we are referring to the private security agency. So it was emphasized here that SSC or PSA is actually the employer of the security guards and other security personnel. So take note of that. So hindi po yung principal yung employer. Under here, it was emphasized na yung employer talaga is yung security service contractor or yung PSA. Hindi yung manager ng kumpanya kung saan nagjo-duty yung mga security guards, okay? Unless they are the ones who employed or yung sinasabi natin na company security guard force. So unless pag ganon, so syempre the employer will already be the principal or yung manager ng company or nung owner ng company. Okay? Pero kapag yan ay private security agency, syempre ang employer dyan, as to the eyes of the contract, in the eyes of the contract, ang employer dyan is yung PSA or yung SSC. And then, kapag yan ay company security guard force, syempre, ang employer mo dyan is the owner, okay, or the manager of that certain company or the owner of that company. Parehas din sa government security guard force, syempre, ang employer dyan is the government. And then, ikaw na security guard, ikaw yung employee. So, ganun po yung relationship ng employer and employee or ng security guard and then kung sino yung employer nila. Okay? And then we have here the probationary employment. There are actually two kinds of employment or appointment. Meron tayo yung probationary na tinatawag nila. So, under probationary, it was said here, probationary period or
Huwag yung intindi ito, Pilipitan dila nito.
of newly hired security guard and other private security industry shall not exceed 6 months. So take note, it shall only be within 6 months yung probationary period na ibibigay natin doon sa newly hired security guard. So ano ba kasing ginagawa dyan sa probationary period? Yan ay inoobserbahan ka ng maigi ng mga nasa higher positions. Okay? Tinitignan yung trabaho mo kung okay lang ba or hindi. So that yan yung gagawin or titignan sa'yo within 6 months. So i-evaluate ka nila within that 6 months. And then it was said here, while engaged on probationary basis, their services may be terminated for failure to meet the reasonable standards or criteria. So yon, pwede kang matanggal within that probationary period. Madali ka pang matanggal dyan.
Wow naman! Wow! Wow!
Pwede ka nilang tanggalin agad-agad dyan due to the standards or non-achievement of the standards na binigay nila. So, yan yung disadvantage talaga ng proby. Okay? If you are a newly hired personnel. So, that is on probationary employment. And then, regular employment, ito na. Kapag na-meet mo na yung qualifications nila, then of course, mag-iiba na yung employment status mo. Magiging regular na. So, it was said here that any security guard or other private security personnel who is allowed to work after the probationary period. So, pagkatapos ng probationary period, na-meet mo yung standards, then you will be regularly employed already as a security guard. And then, or in the absence of a valid probationary contract, shall be considered a regular employee. So, sometimes diretso na yung employment. Meron kasi yung ibang company wherein they don't offer probationary or they do not give probationary period already. Automatic regular employment na. Okay, so that is under probationary and regular employment. And in addition also with this regular employment, take note that meron din dito, it was mentioned, security guards and other private security guards and other private security personnel affected by repeated hiring, firing, rehiring scheme for short periods of time, the aggregate duration of which is at least 6 months shall be considered regular employees. So meron dito yung mga instances na ikaw ay sinibak, okay? I mean, hinire ka, tapos finire ka na naman, tapos nirehire ka na naman. So yun, ika-count yun. Okay, ika-count yung sinerve mo as in probationary period na yun, okay? Or ito total. Okay, yung kunwari na-hire ka ngayon, and then after 1 month, sinibak ka, finire ka. And then yun, after several months, nangangailangan sila ng security guard, and then yan, nirehire ka na naman. Okay, nirehire ka na naman, and then yun, ang kailangan mo lang iserve doon na probationary period is already 5 months kasi may natapos ka ng 6 months. Okay, so the aggregate duration, so pag sinabing aggregate kasi form of separate units collected into a whole. So yun, i-compute yun, at least yan ay mabubuo na yung 6 months. So yun, 5 months yung iserve mo na lang na natitira, okay, for probationary period. So that is the one that we are referring to under that part. So next one, we have here the qualifications for security officer. So number 1 there is a Filipino citizen, of course, holder of baccalaureate degree, physically and mentally fit. Number 4 is retired personnel of the PNP or AFP. So retired, not active. Hindi po active, not active in service. Pag yan ay active sa service, hindi po pwede, okay, na maging security officer. He should be a retired personnel or separated from the AFP or PNP already. Has graduated from security officer training course. So, katulad din ng security guards na mag-undergo ng pre-licensing or ng trainings then it is the same with the security officer. They need to finish that course, okay, security officer training course. And number 6, must not process any of the disqualification listed in section 2 rule number 11. So ano po ba yung nakalagay doon? Katulad pa rin nung sinasabi natin the last time na he should not be dishonorably discharged or separated from the AFP. Okay? And then mentally incompetent, habitual drunkard, and then user of illegal drugs. So hindi po pwede yun. That is a disqualification to become a security officer. And then next one, we have here the qualifications for security consultants naman. Holder of a master degree. So mas mataas na yung educational attainment. And then either in criminology, public administration, MNSA, industrial security, and administration of law. Okay, so that is referred to here. And then must have at least 10 years experience in the operation and management of security business. So experience is required to become a security consultant. Yung security consultant kasi na yan, parang advisor yan. Advisor ng mga security officers, okay? So parang hindi full-time yung trabaho nila. Okay? Pag kinakailangan lang sila, saka sila patatawag. And then for the minimum capitalization and bank deposit na required, okay, before you can operate or before you can start a private security agency, ito po, minimum capitalization of 1 million pesos. This is for new applicants for private security agency, okay? And then at least minimum bank deposit of 500 pesos. And then where to file? Of course, to the PNP SAGISD or PNP SOSHA. Okay? Take note, ano na yan, SOSHA yung as in tawag natin ngayon. And then who will endorse applications? So here, the ones that will endorse the applications is the Civil Service Security District Offices of the CSF or the Civil Security Force Command found in the respective regions. So sila yung mag-endorse ng application ninyo for the operation, for an operation of a private security agency. So take note that the Civil Security Force Command, meron yan. It is actually, okay? So there are also offices under the Civil Security Force Command. So nandyan na Firearms and Explosives Unit, Supervisory Unit for Security and Investigation or yung SUSHA. Okay? And then there are also other 3 offices under that. Pero yan, nandyan po sa ibaba niya, under the Civil Security Force Command ng PNP, meron po tayo dyan yung SOSHA. Okay? So as I've mentioned the last time already, that is under SOSHA is under the Civil Security Group, operational unit of the PNP. And then we have here the graduate scale of license for private security and detective agency. So take note that the kasi nasabi dyan 2 years, pero take note that is already 3 years. So it was said here that PSAs with temporary license to operate having 200 to 1,000 guards shall be issued regular license to operate good for 2 years yung na-mention dyan. Pero take note, it was amended already by PD 11. Naging 3 years na po yan. Okay? So yung validity, it will be already 3 years. And then for new private security agencies, they will issue temporary license good for 1 year only. So dito, if you achieve, na-mention kasi natin, na-emphasize dito na if you achieve 200 to 1,000 guards, then you can be issued a regular license. Pero yan ay less than 200 employed security guards, then temporary license lang yung may issue sa'yo. And then that is valid for 1 year. And then regular license, that is valid for 3 years. And then possession of license, it was mentioned here that the individual license shall be carried by the security guard or private detective at all times. At all times, okay? While in the performance of his duty, especially when he is in duty. Okay? Hindi pwede na hindi mo yan hawak-hawak. Kailangan basta nag-duty ka, hawak-hawak mo yan. Na parang sa driver's license. Before you operate a vehicle, okay, kapag ikaw ay nandun sa roadways, kailangan meron kang lisensya. Or else, you can be sanctioned. Parehas din dito sa mga security guards. You can be sanctioned also under the provisions of RA 5487. And then we have here payment of fees and license. So for agency, it was said that 2,000 pesos as national license fee. Okay, payable to the national treasurer. And then 20 pesos registration fee for each security guards na in-employ nila. So that is for the agency. For individual, okay, for the individual security guards, 100 pesos per year for security consultant, officer, and private detectives. And then 50 pesos per year for SGs. Pero as to the payments, fees, I do believe that it is already amended also, or it is changed by different circulars or memorandum orders ng PNP SOSHA. Kasi as you can see in our presentation, meron akong nakuha ang update. So anyway, there are 3 categories of application to license to exercise security profession. So meron po dyan 3 for new applicants, and then old applicants, and then for iba din yung requirements or documentary requirements nila, or yung proseso or payments for new or old security officer applicants nila. That is for the position of security officer, consultant, and private detectives. Pero dito, as you can see, take note din sa requirements nila. Parang sa requirements din kung ikaw ay mag-apply ng trabaho sa McDo, sa Jollibee, wherein hahanapan ka ng mga clearances. So as you can see, meron po tayo dyan. For the new applicants, 13 requirements. Mas marami kaysa dun sa old applicants. For the old applicants, 10 lamang ang kanilang requirements, which is as you can see in our presentation. And then for the last one, for the third category, nandyan yung applicants for security officers. So mas marami, or 13 din yung documentary requirements na kinakailangang isubmit nila. So yan yung documents na kailangan nilang isubmit. And then for the fees na kailangan nilang bayaran, as you can see on the highlighted part, that is already 160 pesos for the government security guard. Okay, yung babayaran nila for their license to exercise profession. And then 350 for security guards, and then for other licenses such as license for security officer, security consultants, and others, or private detectives, that is 450 pesos. And then also with the license to operate a private security agencies, ito naman yung mga documentary requirements nila. So napakaraming napakaraming nilang requirements as you can see in our presentation. So, hindi po natin yan ibabasa isa-isa. So, you can just pause it and then you try to review it. Anyway, the copy of this PowerPoint presentation, the PDF file, you can, I will be uploading it later on sa ating Google Classroom. So those are the documentary requirements. Napakarami po niyan. Anyway, it is categorized also into 7, almost 8 category kasi merong magkakaiba dyan. Merong mga iba-ibang So license to operate for new PSAs, for old PSAs, ganun. And then for company security guard force, meron din. Okay? So nandyan din for government security guard force. So that is for the documentary requirements, and then payment or fees for the application of license to operate and license to exercise profession. And then we have here the surety bond that is also emphasized. So it is necessary also for the security agency to avail insurance. So katulad din ng sa mga sasakyan, di ba? It is required na merong insurance yan, insured. That is in case of emergency or in case na yan ay na-involve sa accidents, then at least merong third party na mananagot or magbibigay ng mga magbabayad ng mga damages or tutulong dun sa mga bayarin dun sa damages. Same as to the security agency, they are required or bounded to avail or secure at any reputable insurance company a surety bond. So nandyan, for the agency with 1 to 199 guards, it was said that at least 50,000. Okay? And then agency with 200 to 499 guards, 100,000. And then agency with 500 to 799 guards, 150,000. And then agency with 800 to 1,000 guards, at least 200,000 pesos. Okay, so for some of the reputable insurance company here in the Philippines, meron tayo yung Sun Life of Canada, Philippines. Meron din tayo yung BDO Life Insurance Company. So almost all, or hindi naman na-mention dyan sa batas kung aling insurance company ka mag-secure. It's up to you. Okay? So depende sa'yo. And the next one we have here now next slide. In this slide,
Ano ka nasisira, ulo?
we have here, it says, no regular license shall be granted to any private or company security force unless it has under its employ the following number of duly licensed security guards. So, ito kasi, kapag hindi mo na-achieve ito, temporary license lang yung ibibigay sa'yo. So for private security agencies, at least you have 200 to 1,000 security guards employed before you will be given a regular license. And then 30 naman, at least 30 employed security guards naman for company security guard force. Okay, 30 to 100. As to the government security guard force, wala namang na-emphasize dito. Okay? So next, we have here the use of uniforms and equipment and paraphernalias naman for the security guards. So under the RA 5487, meron tayo dito the uniform of private security guard either from the private security agency, company security force, and government security unit shall consist of the following. Yun nga lang, meron silang, they can be distinguished through the colors. So dito, headgear, pero ito yung composition or yung mandated na dapat included dun sa uniform nila. At least meron silang headgear, service shirts, service trousers or ng slacks or pantalon, and then we have here service belt and then footwears. So usually dyan sa footwear, black yan. Okay, black shoes. And then for male uniform, it was said here, made of fast navy blue thick for the trousers for daily security officers, wear and service shirts for field and perimeter guards. So take note, fast navy blue, as you can see in the picture, ganyan po. As you observe also in the field of security practitioners dyan sa mga paligid natin. And then light blue or white service shirts for PSA's internal security guards. So meron kasi dyan, meron yung sa field, meron yung sa perimeter, or meron yung sa internal or dun sa loob ng installation, meron dun sa perimeter or dun sa front line. So magkakaiba yung uniforms na pinapasuot sa kanila. However, that was solved already. Meron tayo, later on, i-discuss natin yung memo na nakuha ko. Memo or latest na memo ng SOSHA with regards to the uniforms of the private security agencies. Pero tignan muna natin tong RA 5487. So light gray for company security guard force and then white for government security guards. Okay? So halos medyo magkakulay sila dun sa private security agency. Pero yun nga, white service dun sa mga private security guard kapag na-assign sa internal security or dun sa loob ng installation. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, white, hindi po ibig sabihin na government security guards yung mga yon. They are actually a private security guard. And then we have here for female, made of thick fabric, same as the composition ng tela ng males din. And then modified overseas cap, similar to similar to the women of PNP. So if you have tried to see the headgear of the women or the police women or police woman, parang ganun din. It's the same with the security or female security guards. And then service skirts, blouse, service belts, and black leather shoes. Pero yan, yung skirts that is usually used for internal also or particularly sa mga offices. Pero dito sa sa field, just like sa mga supermarkets, if you observe, hindi sila nag-skirt. They are wearing trousers also. And then the color of service shirt shall be fast navy blue, light blue or white for PSAs, lady guard, light gray for company lady guard, and then white for government lady guard. And it shall be made of thick fabric, short sleeves, shoulder straps, toe breast pockets with cover flaps and navy blue front buttons tucked in. So that's it for the that is the one that is under the provisions of RA 5487. Pero meron na tayo ngayon dito yung bagong resolution kasi medyo confusing yung mga uniforms na na-mention doon. So meron tayo yung latest updates. So nandito, use of uniform of private security personnel that was issued by the SOSHA, particularly or purposely for the private security personnels in relation to their uniforms and equipment. So nandyan, Board Resolution number 2017-001. So this is effective since January 1, 2018. So actually, we have here the different types of uniform na meron ang isang private security agency. So hindi po kasi pare-parehas. Meron kasi yung different din yung nature ng kanilang trabaho, di ba? Meron dyan for bank. Meron din yung iba sa mga mining industry, security guards ng mga mining corporations, security guards ng mga hotels. So it's different, magkakaiba-iba rin yung field, kaya magkakaiba-iba din yung appropriate na uniform. So here we have the type A or yung general service uniform na meron sila. So as the standard uniform to be used by all posted private security personnel during the day-to-day or their day-to-day duties and function unless otherwise specifically provided herein. So anong itsura? Katulad po ng ganyan. So, ma-observe po natin, meron dyan headgear. Meron dyan shirt or polo. Okay? And then, meron ding necktie. Merong necktie, trousers, and then for the colors of the shoes, black. Usually yan. Meron yung shoes na pang field, meron din yung shoes na pang internal security. So, as you can see, meron dyan white. Okay? White shirts. And then, meron din dyan yung fast navy blue. Okay? So, that is for ito yung general service uniform nila. So, let us try to take note that it is different also. Yung security, yung uniform ng security officers. Anyway, we will be looking into it later on. So, for the male security guard, it is composed of a headgear. So, as you can see in the picture, ganyan po yung itsura. So, Pershing cap, navy blue cap with black strap, black visor, and navy blue nylon net top and with prescribed SOSHA metal cap device. It shall be the daily headgear of security guards. So, ganyan sa picture, as you can see in the picture. For the upper garments, as you can see also in the picture, meron tayo dyan blue or white gabardine polyester fabric and shall be soon short or long sleeves. As you can see, meron dyan kasi merong short sleeve, meron long sleeve. So, syempre, yung long sleeve, pang formal yan. Mas formal kasi yan. So, yun nga lang in some areas na mainit, okay? Kaya short sleeve yung advisable na pinapasuot din sa mga security guards. Okay? And then, pocket flaps and white buttons for 2 or white uniform. Okay? And navy blue buttons for navy blue uniforms with zipper inside with 2 shoulder loops. Yung nandito sa kanilang shoulder. Okay? So, another one, the upper garment consists of name cloth. Syempre. So, it shall include the surname and the initials of the first and middle name. And it shall be 4 by 3 or 8 inches by 1 inches yung lapad niya. Okay, or yung size niya. And then with white background for white uniform and yellow background for navy blue uniform. That is for us to easily observe it or easy na mabasa natin. And then navy blue or that is yellow background for navy blue uniform and navy blue Arial font naman yung font niya. Okay, 1.5 centimeters yung font size. And then that's it. Okay, so that is for the name cloth. And then agency name cloth naman shall be the same size and color as the B1, yung same size, same with the name cloth na meron yung security guard. Parehas lang yan sa B2. And then for B3, nandyan yung SOSHA patch, okay? As prescribed by the SOSHA in sublimation. So, yung patch na po yun, as you can see in this picture, meron tayo dito. So, that is located sa may bandang that is on the left side, okay? Left arm, yung agency patch. That is on the left arm of the security guard. Okay? Yan yung kasi naka-pattern din. So, hindi basta-basta na kung saan mo ilalagay, kung saan mo gustong ilagay, doon mo ilagay. No. As to the format or the as prescribed by the SOSHA, that is on the left side of the security guard. Left arm. Okay? And then national badge shall be brass and placed in loop above the left breast. So, that is the location or left breast pocket naman. That is the place where you can attach the national badge. And then SOSHA collar device placed at the left and right collar approximately 1 to 1.5 inch from the edge. So, halos napakarami, di ba? Napakaraming paraphernalia ang ating mga security guards. So, and then whistle with chain, one end clip at the end shoulder loop and the other end placed at the left breast pocket flap. So, as you can see in the picture also. And then undershirt shall be plain with V-neck. Hindi po round neck dapat V-neck. So, parang if you are going to apply in the PNP in the future, kung ano yung pinescribe kung V-neck, wag niyong ipagpilitan na round neck, okay? Kagaya nito, round neck ito. So, kung V-neck yung sinabi, V-neck, that is the one that is being emphasized, okay? And then necktie and necktie clip, okay? So, para hindi yan nahangin or kung saan-saan napapadpad yung necktie mo kung malakas yung hangin. So, anyway, that is optional. Okay, hindi yan mandated. Kaya makikita nyo sa sample natin, sa picture, yung iba naka-necktie, yung iba hindi. Pero so long as dapat yung mga iba na paraphernalias yan ay naka-attach. Unless that is considered to be as an improper uniform. Okay? Meron yung proper uniform and improper uniform, just like sa school natin. And then take note that in the event that the government makes a pronouncement on the wearing of appropriate light materials by government workers during the summer months of March, April, and May, then SOSHA may issue similar pronouncement also, allowing security personnel of summer uniform in lieu of the upper garment with the white collared shirt, as may be provided for through a resolution. So that bahala na ang SOSHA dyan. So, the SOSHA can create or can prescribe or create a resolution on what should be worn as a uniform, especially in summer time na mainit sa mga lugar. So that would be the one of the tasks of the SOSHA to create, or they have the function, the power to issue resolution on what to be worn by the security guards during summertime. And then we have here for the lower garment, still on the male security guard, navy blue, and then take note, hindi po naka-Boston yan. Okay? Or naka-fitted. That should be straight cut. Okay? Straight cut trouser and with side pockets and two back welt pockets with button. And then we have here still on the part of the lower garment, nandyan yan. Okay, yung notebook nyo or yung tickler nyo. It should be small enough to fit in the back welt pocket. So dapat meron dyan notebook or tickler na sinasabi natin. Okay, yung maliit lang na notebook na dapat nakalagay sa bulsa din nila. That is in case or magagamit nila to take note yung mga events na na-encounter nila. So that is purposely also to refresh their memory in times na magkakandak sila ng investigation, etc. And then writing pen, handkerchief shall be white in color, of course. And then inner belt shall be blue with skeleton brass buckle, as you can see in our picture. So meron tayo yung sample din dyan ng picture ng sample.
Ano ka nasisira, ulo?
So meron dyan yung tatak. Okay, natatakan yan. Okay, security tickler. So yan yung sample nila. And then we have here for the service belt. So it is composed of flashlight with holder, of course, and first aid kit pouch. Pero yan ay optional, but as much as possible, especially if that area is prone for accidents or prone of incidents, then it is necessary for you to bring first aid kit. Okay, and then tear gas with holder, radio with holder, and then holster. So that is for the service belt of a male security guard. And then for the footwear, PNP patrol shoes type or clarino to be worn with plain black shocks. So katulad din yan ng patrol shoes ng mga police officers natin, gaya ng wet look na tinatawag natin. Okay, clarino. Okay, so yun. Yan yung uniforms naman for the male security guards. And then we have here for female security guards naman, it's the same with the male security guards. Yun nga lang, there are some difference or a little difference. So yun yung titignan natin. Okay, so as we have mentioned a while ago, for female security guards, yung headgear nila, it is somewhat the same with the headgear of the PNP. Pero meron tayo dito yung binago. I think it is somewhat revised by this resolution. For the headgear, it is prescribed by navy blue headgear in nylon net top and with prescribed SOSHA metal cap device. So as you can see in our picture. And it shall be the daily headgear of the female security guard. It may also be used by lady guard for ceremonial purposes with the black strap. Okay? And then for the upper garment, shall be the same with the upper garment of male security guards, including its accoutrements or yung kung saan nakalocate or saan naka-attach yung mga accessories. So the same lang sa security guards. And then for the lower garment, navy blue color, straight cut trouser also, and with side pockets and two back welts pockets with button. Skirts shall only be used during ceremonial activities. So as I've mentioned a while ago, sa ilang instances lang magagamit yung shirts as a uniform ng female security guards. Common dyan, ginagamit nila trousers, then straight cut. And then we have here for the service belt, shall be the same with the service belt of male security guard, including its accoutrement. So parehas din, meron dyan at least holster, meron din yung first aid kit, pero optional din, flashlight with holder, tear gas with holder, and then radio with holder, and others. So for the footwear, the same rin dun sa kanina. Okay, PNP patrol shoes type or clarino to be worn with plain black socks. Okay, yung mga sinusuot din ng mga kababaihan. So wala pong ano yan. Hindi po yung wala pong ano yan,
Ulit-ulitin ko pa ba?
Hindi yung mataas yung takong niya. Okay? So that should be considered dun sa footwear ninyo, ladies. Okay? Pero yan, as emphasized, patrol shoes type. So, walang takong yan, patrol shoes type. The same with the PNP officers also. So, we have here the uniforms naman for security officers. So, it's different with the security guards. So, for the headgear, ito yung naiiba sa kanila. Perishing cap, navy blue cap with yellow band strap. So, mayroong strap kasi na yellow. Dun sa security guards, wala. Diba? So, black visor and navy blue nylon net top with prescribed SOSHA metal cap device. So, it shall be the daily headgear of security officers. So, meron tayo ditong sample picture na nakuha. So, as you can see, fast navy blue and white. Okay? And then, yung cap nila merong yellow strap. So, as to the upper garments, white or navy blue gabardine polyester fabric and shall be soon short sleeve shoulder tab, 2 breast pockets with 3 pointed curved pockets flap and white loop front buttons with belt loops, front 2 and back 2 and 2 lower pockets with flap. So take note that it is soon short sleeves. Wala pong long sleeve. So as you can see in our sample, makikita nyo short sleeve lang talaga. Okay? Yan yung difference. Unlike dun sa security guards, para mas formal kasi, meron din long sleeve. Pero dito sa security officer for identification then it is only soon short sleeve. Walang long sleeve for security officers. And then for the lower garment, shall be the same for the lower garment of the male security guard to include its accoutrements. Okay, so it's the same. And then for the belt or service belt, white or blue fabric belt. So one third, okay, one third to 4 inches. Okay, yung belt naman nila or yung size. Okay, with flat brass buckle. Okay, yung kapal. And then we have here footwear, PNP patrol shoes type to be worn with plain black socks. Take note, improper yan kapag white socks yung ginamit mo. Plain black socks yung kinakailangan din dyan. Okay, and then next one we have here for security guards designated as post in charge. Ito naman yung naiiba sa kanila, or this in order for us to distinguish kung sino yung post in charge and then sino yung shift in charge. Okay, or PIC or SIC. So for the type A, it is similar. Okay, similar lang doon sa male and female security guard. Ang naiiba lang, meron silang additional accoutrements or paraphernalia. So for post in charge, so red shoulder board with white armband, 2 inches in height with letter PIC blue color or to be placed at the left arm. So meron dyan nakalagay sa left arm nila. As you can see in our picture, ganun po sana may naka-surround dun sa left arm nila na shoulder board, okay, with white armband or mayroong nakasurround na armband sa kanila. Then nakasulat doon PIC. Paano naman kung for the SIC? For the SIC, navy blue shoulder board with arm band, okay, 2 inches in height with letters SIC blue color to be placed at the left arm. So as you can see dun sa may baba naman. Okay, SIC lang naman yung pagkakaiba. Okay, and then PIC. So naka-attach dun. So you can determine they are the ones who are the post in charge and then the shift in charge. So yung post in charge, yung naka-assign sa buong area. Okay, siya yung nakatoka doon. Binabantayan niya yung mga kasama niyang security guards doon sa area na yun. Sa buong area na yun. Okay, post. Yung shift in charge, sabihin natin morning duty. So lahat ng 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. na duty, ikaw yung in charge dun sa shift na yun. So ikaw yung tinatawag natin as a shift in charge. Okay, within the span na yun. Okay, and then pag natapos din yung duty na yun, okay, from 8 to 8 p.m., mapapalitan na naman yung shift in charge. Okay, so that is for the shift in charge and then the post in charge. And then next one, we have here the gala uniform. So itong gala uniform, it is usually used kapag mayroong parties, okay, events na kung saan sila ay ma-assign. So anyway, this is consists in the same manner as prescribed for the security guards, strictly with necktie Okay, and then gala uniform, when it is used, should be used, or when to use gala uniform. All posted private security personnel assigned and detailed shall wear the type A uniform. Okay, so yun nga lang, during ceremonies and special occasions, gala uniform shall be worn at the expense of the establishment conducting the ceremony. So hindi po ito ay, it was emphasized here na kapag sila ay gagamit ng gala uniform, or kung saan yung nag-request or yung principal magkakandak ng seremonya or ng parties, and then gusto niya or nire-require niya na, or inappropriate na gamitin ng mga security guards yung type A uniform nila, then that's the time they can use a gala uniform. Pero yan, not an expense. So hindi po yan expense ng security guard or ng security agency, but it is the expense of the establishment conducting the ceremony. Okay, so yan po yung rulings nila in using of gala uniforms. So proper grooming shall be observed by all posted private security personnel to it. Okay, so it should be also observed yung mga proper grooming ng security guards. So as to the uniform, wala tayong sample na nakuha, but that is so long as it is appropriate with the ceremony also, and it is not an inappropriate uniform or clothings na ikaw ay security guards tapos magsusuot ka ng mga dress, then it is somewhat not appropriate. So anyway, for the gala uniform, that is, it depends upon the establishment who is conducting. Anyway, expense naman nila yun. And then you should also observe the haircut. Okay, barber's cut for male with ponytail for lady guards with long hair. Pero take note of that. So ponytail naman, hindi not necessary na magpa-boycott yung babae. And then nail properly trimmed and no colored nail polish. Makeup, no heavy makeup. So meron lang for ladies yung ano lang, yung slight lang, okay? Just to enhance or just to lessen the moisture or yung pagka-oil ng face ninyo, oily face ninyo. So for the jewelry, it was mentioned here that it should be no ostentatious display for jewelries. Okay, or an example that we could give is yung paggamit ng mga dangling earrings. Anong mga dangling earrings? Yung mga masyadong naglalaylay dito sa tenga ninyo. Okay, especially ladies, huwag kayong gagamit ng mga ganong jewelries. Okay, yung dangling earrings, that is masyadong revealing. So that is not considered as part of the gala uniform.